Alright, so welcome to the channel. We're going to discuss why Lamelo got pulled out of Chino Hills, some things that you probably haven't heard yet. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the topic. First of all, there's a system of white supremacy that we live in. So that's something that nobody likes to talk about, but to truly understand what's going on and not be confused, you got to understand white supremacy, and that's really what the main problem is. It's not everything, but we're gonna get into the other part too. So alright, so the white supremacy part of it is that the white supremacists control everything in the world, including Chino Hills, and there's a lot of money that's being made because of Lamelo. So you got a black father, you know, trying to have his hands in it, and it's actually a good thing because he's coached a lot of the kids. They're playing the way that Lavar coached them to play, and it worked. They've taken over the basketball scene, and so they should continue to do that. The white supremacists have a problem with that. They don't like black people having any type of power in any kind of way, so they go with the technicality of it. It's like, technically it's the coach's team, you know, so we're gonna do everything to stop you. But it's even deeper than that. It's more, now that they have the spotlight, people start trying to make things about themselves. You know, it's not about the good of the team, it's not about winning. You know, they got a new coach, and it's like, you know, it's about me, you know, and he knows he's going to be famous across the world, especially if they win. And you know, he's going to end up getting that coaching job at a college that he wants, and eventually the NBA, and now he's a millionaire. You know, that's the fast track. And besides all of that, it's like, whenever there's money being made, whenever there's a lot of attention and things like that, the white supremacists are going to try to get a stranglehold over it. You know, so everything in that school is revolved around that basketball team right now. You know, they don't care about anything else. There's money being made, a lot of money, and they're probably just thinking about ticket pricing, what they should charge, and you know, on and on, and just figuring out ways to make more money. And it's like a big deal, you know. So they've done a lot of talking about it, and I think things get out of control whenever you have a bunch of white supremacists behind the scene talking about something, especially if it has something to do with black people. Things get blown out of proportion. So for instance, it's like, okay, so last year Chino Hills lost. You know, they lost multiple games, most notably that I think are just the Modern Day game and the Oak Hill game that they played. I can't remember if they played Modern Day twice or not, but I know they lost the first time they played, and it was like an overtime game. And that's not a reason to change the whole system. You know, that's not a reason to change the whole system. If you lose to a top-ranked team in your state, and actually, they're one of the best teams in the nation, whether they're ranked that way or not. They probably are ranked that way, but they're one of the best teams in the nation, and they have Bol, and he's over 7 feet tall. You know, so you can't blame Lamelo how many shots he's taking and things like that. It's like, you got to pay attention to who your opponent is, and they barely lost. You know, they went into overtime. So why would you make a drastic change when you're playing against such a great team with such a great player who's going to be in the NBA, and you almost beat them? Same thing with Oak Hill Academy. That team, they recruit players all across the country. You know, it's not like a regular high school. So that should tell you something just in and of itself. So they're already a highly ranked team, and Chino Hills was beating them for most of the game. They just happened to lose at the end. So again, there's no reason for a coach to come in and start trying to, you know what, Lamelo, that 50 shots a game thing that you do, that's done. There's no reason to come in with that type of hostility. Just in general, it's like he's blaming Lamelo and their style. And even deeper, he also, this is something that nobody focuses on, because Lavar was talking about how that coach is turning his back and not allowing other AAU people from the Big Baller brand to basically play on the team and to expect to have minutes and things like that. So I mean, some of those players are leaving. I think one of the players, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Faison, and he has a younger brother who's like 6'7". He's a good player. I think they both left. You get what I'm saying? Like, so the coach is completely like he doesn't want those players, obviously, because he wants to change how they play. So he doesn't want to use the people that have been playing like that all summer. All right, so I touched on the basics, so that's basically what it is. However, when you have all of this stuff going on, you have the coach who has an ego, you have the white supremacists who are getting greedy and trying to take over and trying to really, sink their teeth into it, and then you have, people talking behind the scenes about whose fault it was. You have a reality show, you got fame, and just all of these different things going on at once. And you have one player who's basically like, he's the center of attention. He doesn't really have much space to make any mistakes. We want to see him at his best right now, and he's getting judged game by game, whether he's a bust or whether he's overhyped or not. People are watching him. So you don't really have that much space to learn. He has, like, the basketball season is about what, 2 months? It's not really long, and there's just too much change. There's too many forces and too much negativity all at one time for them to keep a 16-year-old black kid at a school he has no power. He's going to be offended, and it's just a way to set him up for failure. Like, this is going to be a disaster. So Lavar did the right thing to pull him out, because there's just too much going on, and he doesn't have the power to really do anything about it. He's just a kid. And that's all I got. Peace. And oh yeah, the white supremacists ruin everything.